Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Determined to Praise. So I know it's been a while since I posted a video. There's been a lot going on, and I've been so busy I haven't had the time, and then I just keep forgetting. I know, terrible, but just me being honest. So just an update on how things have been going. I came on here because I wanted to encourage someone out there. I know that life is hard and we go through hard times. We go through these seasons of where it just feels like things aren't working in your favor. You're praying, you're praying, you're praying, you're praying, you're crying, you're weeping, and you just feel like nothing is working. You feel like God's not answering your prayers, like he's not listening. You feel alone, you feel abandoned, you feel forsaken. We've all been in those seasons. I've been in one for quite a while, where I was just working on me, praying, seeking God, going to therapy, all these different things. And a lot of times it can feel so lonely when you're fighting these battles and when you're going through things. A lot of times I feel like no one understands how I feel. I know that that's clearly not true, but sometimes that may be how you feel when it comes to maybe your family, maybe people in your household, or even friends. Sometimes you just feel like no one quite gets how I feel. You know what I mean? And so I felt that way for quite a while, just working and pushing and doing my best to be my best and to grow and to learn, but still feeling so defeated and worn out. But I still would seek God. I would still pray because I don't know nothing else but that. Having faith to know that one day I will get through the hard times and I will eventually be in a place of peace, in a place of restoration. And so I seek God regardless, you know what I mean? Because that's where my strength comes from. And so I find myself in this place now where it's as if my prayers have reached heaven and it's hit the ground so hard. There's so many things that are happening right before my eyes that I don't even know how to put into words how grateful I am to God. So grateful. I'm so honored. I just don't know how to say with words how grateful I am. But I want to encourage someone that may be in one of those seasons where you feel like all hope is lost, or you've given your best, or you've given your all, and you have no more fight left in you. I want to tell you to keep pushing, to keep pushing, to keep trusting God, to keep holding on, because eventually you get to the place of your destination. Eventually you get to your promised land. You get to the land flowing with milk and honey, but you cannot get to that land if you quit. So many of us quit right before we get to our blessing. We quit when we're so close. We're so close. It's like the river is there, but it looks so dry. It doesn't look like it's any way possible that a river is there. When you think about Moses and the Israelites as they left Egypt, they were free, go. And then they get to this Red Sea and they're like, man, I thought we were free. What's happening? Not understanding that God was going to split that Red Sea. So you may be at your Red Sea. You may feel like, I've done everything. There's nothing left to do. Hold on and trust in the Lord and know that he is with you, and that nothing that you experience or go through is in vain. It's all for a purpose. It's all for a reason. And everything that you're experiencing in this season, everything that you're going through, that you're adoring, it's for a purpose. It's for a purpose. And it will bring so much glory to the Father's name once you get to the place that he's called you to. And I understand that it's hard and it's frustrating and it's overwhelming, but trust me, it is worth everything that you're going to get when God finally gets you out of that season and you're in the season of victory. Because again, I can't explain with words. All I can say for sure is that I prayed. There are so many things I prayed for. I prayed for my marriage. I prayed for my children. I prayed for myself. I prayed for my business. I prayed for finances. I prayed for a house. There are all these different things that I have prayed for. And God has touched on so many of those things before we even entered this new year. And so I already felt in my spirit entering into this new year, God is about to do something big. Oh, he's about to blow my mind. Let me tell you something. Everything, and it's so crazy, right? Because everything that I've prayed for, everything I've wept for, everything I've interceded for, it's like it's just all coming, and it's coming so fast, so quick. My heart is just like, okay, God, you got to slow down. This is too much all at one time. That's how it feels. It's this overwhelming feeling of being too much for you to carry. That's how it feels. And I'm just so grateful. And I just want to encourage somebody to just keep trusting God. Keep laying the things before him that are aching at your heart, your prayers, your worries, your pains, those things that you just keep giving them to the Father and watch what he does. Because when I tell you, I know what I prayed for. And it still blew my mind to watch it happen, to watch things unfold, to watch my marriage begin to blossom and me and my husband choose to love each other. Not that we don't love each other, but to be intentional. A lot of times in marriage, people are so focused on themselves that you forget that you've been called to love someone else. And the more I recognize that I have to love regardless, something beautiful happened in the midst of that. When it comes to my finances, choosing to be able to say, God, I trust you regardless of what goes on, whether I do or don't have it. I'm going to still pay my tithes. I'm going to still do this. I'm going to still do that. And then watch God begin to blossom that thing and something beautiful happen. For me to be afraid to try and still say, fine, God, I'm going to trust you. We're going to just try anyway with this. And then watch that become something beautiful. We have to have the faith to keep trusting him regardless of what the situation looks like. And you have the faith to believe that he can turn it around. We serve a big God, a mighty God, a strong God, a powerful God who is capable of all things. The question is, do you have the faith enough to trust him to do it? Do you trust him to do the impossible? Do you trust him with it? And again, it can be hard because I think that we get in the habit of saying things and not recognizing what we're saying. We're saying we serve a God who can do the impossible, right? Okay, so if we serve a God who can do the impossible, that means that if you're faced with an impossible situation, a situation that looks hard, that means he's capable of finding a way for you, right? That's what that means. But I feel like a lot of times when we're faced with that, we go, and we just back away. But let the Father be the Father. The way he has been blowing my mind and just constantly showing up and doing things has been amazing. Like, literally amazing. And I'm just grateful. I'm filled with joy. I'm filled with praise. I'm just so grateful for what he is doing. But I want to encourage someone to hold on and trust in him until your help comes. Do not give up. Do not quit. Do not ever give the enemy the satisfaction that you have giving up on trusting your Father for being the provider that he has always proved himself to be. Trust in your Father. Continue to seek him. Continue to lay things down before him and hold on to his unchanging hand until things change for you. So I have two scriptures I want to share. The first one is Galatians 6:9. This is the NIV version. It says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. You will reap your harvest. Your milk and honey is coming. It is coming. You just have to keep trusting and keep pushing and holding on. I promise you, when you get to a place, you're going to be like, everything I've endured was worth this moment. Everything I experienced, it was all worth it for this. It was worth it all for this. It's like when you think about Jesus dying on a cross, it was all worth it for everything that he's done. Everything, that whole experience, it was worth it for what happened because of it. Was it hard? Yes. Was it traumatic? Yes. Will we wish that on anyone? No. But the outcome of it, it was worth everything. It was worth it all for the outcome. The second scripture is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Now, when you have time, read 1-8. I specifically wanted to just talk about verses 3-4. It says, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. The chapter is talking about that how there are times and seasons for everything. So even in the hard seasons, they're there for a reason. It's a time for that. The time to grow, the time to learn, the time to understand things, to look at things through a new perspective, to learn God in a new way, to trust him in a new way, in the hard things. So that way you can understand more. And when you get to where you're going, it's all for a reason. It's all for a purpose. And there's, as much as it sucks, you have to mourn. But then when you're done mourning, you get to dance. So you have to go through the hard thing to get to the other things. And then there's going to be more hard things. Like, the hard things don't never stop. They don't. But we have to be content and trust in our Father and just lean on him and trust in him. But when I say I'm grateful, and when I say God has been doing things, I've been like, yo, he been showing out for real. Like, that's just how I feel. He's been showing out for real. I'm just, my heart is so full, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so thankful for everything that he's been doing. And I just want to encourage you guys to just hold on, to just keep holding on, to keep trusting in him, to keep leaning on him and not your own understanding. I pray that this encourages someone. I pray that you just continue to hold on, continue to trust God, and know that great things are going to be coming. Great things are coming, but you got to hold on, and you got to keep pushing, and you got to keep fighting until you get to where that you're going. Pray that you guys have a great day. Pray that you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.